Afreximbank TV.
For the first time, the Afreximbank is merging the AfriCaribbean Trade and Investment Forum with its annual meetings, which are being held here in the Bahamas. Now, the impetus for these discussions around Africa-Caribbean integration and collaboration is a decision by the African Union to classify the Caribbean region a sixth potential bloc of the AU. With me in studio is His Excellency Albert Muchanga, who is the Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry and Minerals of the African Union. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right. So tell me a little bit about this decision to extend to the Caribbean region. What is the thinking behind it?
The thinking behind it is that in virtually all parts of the world, you find Africans living, or people of African origin living in those parts of the world. Altogether, there are about 600 millions of African origin who are living in various parts of the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can talk of the United States of America, the Caribbean, Colombia, Brazil, Europe, and the other parts of the world. And even now, in South Korea, there are Africans living permanently there in South Korea. So collectively, all these have been designated as the 60th region of Africa. And before this decision, which this initiative, which I'm going to come to, the African diaspora have been working with us to see if they can create financial institutions through which they can channel their savings to invest across Africa. A feasibility study is underway. And then there's also within the African Union Commission a directorate on diaspora affairs. Then coming now to the Caribbean region, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we needed to have access to vaccines and the other products which are going to really help us to withstand the onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic. And what we discovered was that there was some sort of protectionism, nationalism. Mm-hmm. So we came together to establish the African Medical Supplies Platform. And the word came to us that our colleagues in the diaspora, in the AfriCaribbean, were also not able to access those. So that platform also facilitated for them to be getting those supplies. Right. And together we were able to overcome that. And on that basis, then now we started looking at the virtues of many issues of broadening collaboration. Mm-hmm. And the idea of a trade and investment forum came up. The inaugural one was in September 2022 in Barbados. Then we had the second one in Guyana and the third one here. And on the basis, I think there is recognition that it opens up all possibilities to facilitate increased collaboration in the areas of trade and investment and other activities between the peoples of the Caribbean who are part of the African diaspora and people of the African continent. So there's buy-in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's buy-in. Yeah. And there are a lot of opportunities here. I can give the example of Guyana, which the economy is growing very, 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 very fast. Absolutely. And it's attracting investments. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. How does this align with the Global Africa Initiative?
Well, it aligns very, very well. I think behind that, before we come to the issue of global Africa, there's what is called the Global South. Mm-hmm. And both Africa and the Caribbean are part of the Global South. Mm-hmm. So we are promoting South-to-South cooperation when we come together in that manner. And the basic platform is to promote sustainable development, because that's the key demand. Right. And we can promote that sustainable development through attracting investments or generating investments internally. And there are huge potentials to generate investments from Africa, to invest in the Caribbean, to generate investments from the Caribbean and invest in Africa. Yep. Our partnership. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are some of the immediate priorities of the African Union when it comes to trade and investment opportunities in the Caribbean?
Well, you see, we are really doing a mapping exercise
Okay.
on the value chains that are going to be developed between the two regions. There's a preliminary list. The issue of mineral products is very, 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 very important. And like I indicated earlier, Ghana is a producer of mineral, oil. So oil. So then the issue of fertilizers, the issue of pharmaceuticals, all these are key issues where we can really trade, and the agribusiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
What to your mind are some of the kind of immediate challenges that exist, especially as looking at South-South cooperation? We talk about that, but existing challenges, and even as we look to extending our collaboration to the Caribbean.
Yes, the major challenge is connectivity. We need to increase the number of direct flights between Africa and the Caribbean, and between the Caribbean and Africa. So connectivity is very, very, very key. Number two is trade information. We need to ensure that there is a platform where people can get information about investment and trade opportunities. On the side of the African Union, we've established the African Trade Observatory, where we provide information on the trade opportunities within the African continental free trade area and the product opportunities between Africa and the rest of the world. So that platform is going to be broadened to have a specific window for the Caribbean. Yep. Then in the area of investment, we are creating the African Virtual Investment Platform, which is going to give a lot of information on the investment opportunities across Africa, the legislation, and the key information on macroeconomic indicators, so that people who see Africa as a high-risk investment destination, when they look at those figures, they'll be able to reassess their perceptions. So information is very, very key.
No, yes, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Now, looking ahead, what are some of the initiatives that we can expect to foster collaboration between the two regions? And how do you think the citizens of the region can get involved, either at the level of the private sector in particular? Well,
the first one is the Trade and Investment Platform. It attracted the participants from ordinary walks of life.
Absolutely.
And the private sector. They were able to interact together. Then the trade fair, that is also another key area. So this is very, very important. And in my speech during the meeting, I encouraged our member states, both from the Caribbean and from Africa, to increase diplomatic relations among themselves. Because when they increase diplomatic relations, then they are going to facilitate visa-free movement of people. And when there's visa-free movement of people, it makes it much easier for people now to engage together.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
And just for the record, one of the Zambians was married to a lady from the Ghana. And there are very, very many stories of either men from the Caribbean marrying from the continent.
We do have men from
the continent marrying from the Caribbean.
We do have a shared culture and history, so it's not surprising. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. We're going to continue our conversations here. This is Afrexim TV. I'm Janelle Persaud. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay.